Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing okay. Just a bit of a look at something that I just found or saw on Facebook a couple of days ago. As on itch.io there's a Commodore 64 Cassette 50 charity competition. Let's just bring it up. Yeah, which I thought would be quite interesting. Yeah, it's run by the links will be in the description, but it's run by the RBG Retro Video Game Squad, Shalon and Arlasoft, and it's, yeah, we all love and hate this Cassette 50. It was released back in the 80s, and it was just a bunch of games that sold based on the quantity rather than the quality. So, you know, it's something that you've probably played. You might have played through it once, but the games are pretty similar. They were all crap, you know, realistically. But you see the itch page for the jam has got like background on Cassette 50. It's got the rules, so you can see it was released by Cascade in 1983, and it was on like every platform you could think of. So like, you know, probably ZX81, I don't know, Spectrum. The Spectrum was the version that I played. So the Commodore 64, I never did actually play it, because by then everyone knew it was shit, so I never actually, you know, bothered to play it. But you can see, yeah, the games were really basic. And they probably were actually written in BASIC. You can on the page there's if you're new to 64 assembly programming, there's a few links to people's like YouTube pages and you know, websites that show you how to program in the language. So at least if you're new to it, you can have a good go. So the competition rules is that there's a lot, but basically they've got to be a certain size, they've got to be certain places in memory. What else is in here? PAL must be supported, but NTSC can be. It's encouraged. So it's got to be exclusive to the Cassette 50 competition. The thing I liked about this is it's actually for charity. So it looks like the charity is Special Effect, and it's in association with Phoenixware, but yeah, that looks like some sort of charity, so it's going to a good cause. When I first looked at it, there was only one entry, but now it looks like there's two, so we'll go through both of those, just to see what's been submitted so far. And the first one I played, or the only one I played, which was the one that was first uploaded, is the Tents and Trees, and I thought that was pretty good. It's a good puzzle game, but we'll see that in a second. So yeah, it goes on to how the games are going to be scored, what the judges' criteria will be, what the prizes will be, who sponsored it. But you'll see, yeah, a lot of the graphics are like ASCII or PETSCII graphics. So yeah, the main thing is the rules. But if you ever fancy programming the Commodore 64, it's a good way to get into it, because the games will be quite, if you like, simplistic in the type of games they are. So, you know, there might be, I don't know, simple card games, or actually that's a card game there as an example. And then you've got a horse racing game there. And it'll be judged by a panel of judges based on the execution, the fun factor, the wow factor, the originality, and the replayability. So yeah, I thought this was quite a good idea. It's not something I've particularly seen before as an idea for a game jam. But yeah, the link will be in, like I say, the link will be in the description. So let's have a look. Bring up the. I hope you can hear me okay. There's various bits of music, Amiga and 64, and some Spectrum music playing in the background, because my guess is that because of the sparseness of the code that you can use, there's only a little, 4K I think it is. There won't be a lot of music in these games, and definitely the one that I played didn't have any sound in it as far as I could tell. One thing to notice is that if you play them now, you'll be playing them in the browser, so they're using an emulator within a browser that's all like pre-built into each I/O. So you don't even need to run it in an emulator or put it onto real hardware, which is quite good. Once the competition's finished and it's all been voted and the results are out, then the games will be available as a download, as a .prg. Yeah, so no, good stuff. I mean, if I had the time, I'd get Shane to do the programming, and then he's the guy that I used to do demos with, so I'd get him to do the programming, and then because there's no room for any custom graphics, I would just say use Petsky. So I'd get Shane to do all the work, and then we'd submit it as a demo team, rather like we used to. But yeah, if I had the time, then definitely that's something that I'd have put forward. So yeah, cool. Alright, so I've also got the Cassette 50 just for reference, on Wikipedia. So the background is, I mean, you can see it was on like pretty much any computer at the time. So they got a load of I guess crap games, put them all together on a tape and then sold them, and it was based on the quantity rather than the quality, like I said. But some of the games were very similar as well, so you'd probably need to look at this on the original, maybe on the Commodore 64 at least, to get an idea of the type of games that you could submit. And the list doesn't really, it's this one here, so it doesn't really give you any, it doesn't actually show you the games, but I don't know, NIM, Motorway, that's probably going to be like a a Frogger clone. Derby Dash is probably the one we've just seen. So yeah, it's worth checking out the original Cassette 50 just to see the games. Yeah, okay, so the first game, so from the Game Jam page, just click on entries, and that'll take you to the 2 games that have been submitted. There's a bit of information, so I'll just bring up Tents and Trees. So it's a deceptively simple puzzle game written for the Commodore 64 Cassette 50 competition, in which entries were only allowed to occupy memory below 1000 hex. That's just 4K. The game code was written in a day, however I had to produce the graphics beforehand. So the aim of the game is to place a tent adjacent to each tree in such a way that the correct number are in each row and column, as shown by the numbers alongside. When you have the correct number in a particular row or column, the number will turn green. You can move the flashing selection box around the grid using the joystick arrow keys, and place or remove a tent by pressing fire. As you complete more levels, the size of the grid and therefore the complexity of the puzzles increases. The quicker you solve each puzzle, the more points are added to your score, up to a maximum of 99 per grid. Puzzles are created using procedural generation, so there is an endless number to solve. See, that's quite good, doing it procedural. But it's not just set, it changes each time you play it. You can currently play in the browser above. After the competition deadline has passed, the game will be available for download. Yeah, to play on real hardware or an emulator. You can put a comment in and there's more information, but yeah. So okay, so we'll just run the game. So Tents and Trees, Arlasoft 2020, Cassette 50 competition, all code and data under 1000 hex. Place a tent next to each tree so that the total in each row and column matches the numbers displayed. Joystick import 2. That's quite straightforward. Just want to check that looks like everything is all good. And okay, so Z. So I just press Z. So it's arrow keys and Z. So in essence, it's saying in that column and row we need to put 3. So if I do 1 there, that turns that one green. 1 there. But you'll see that that's actually made the one at the bottom go red. So then that's now gone green, so let's have a look. What can we do here? So we need at least 3 along here. So I'm going to go for that and that. It's a bit like the old game of kind of like Mastermind, which is weird because I was playing one on the Spectrum yesterday in the Yandex competition. Not similar to this game, but like a similar type of game where if you get it in the right colour but the wrong place, it gives you a hint. If you get it in the right place and the right colour, then it goes green. So right, let's just concentrate on this. So that's incorrect. That's 1, and then so you'll see now, if I put 1 there, that will join up the 3 and the 2. So level 2. So we got 1, try that. It's okay, so put 1 in there and 1 in there. That 1 there and 1 there. Oh no. I see, okay, and 1 there. So there can't be any in there. Oh, that's interesting. So where does that one go? There we go. So when you play it yourself, you're kind of more focused. I'm trying to think of things to say. But it's really, you know, you can see the graphics are simple but effective. There's no sound as far as I can tell, but that doesn't really matter. You know, the graphics work and the game is really playable. It's almost like it could be a mobile game, which it could be if you had an emulator on your phone, but so let's have a look. Tent there. Basically there's none in that column, so it's 1, 1 there, 2 there, 1 in there, so we need 2 now. Therefore one of these is in the wrong place, which is that one. There we go. Right, 1, 2, so 3 vertically. That ties that up. So we need 2 in here that will then There's something wrong there then. Do that and that. It's interesting, so there's 4 in this one, this column. We'll just put that, 2, 2, what else? Tell me where to go, tell me where to go. The thing I like about these games is you can play them for 10 seconds, 10 minutes, and you can bow out, come back to it. So it's an easy play. Right, so what am I doing wrong here? So then we need 3 across here. That fills that, but then we need 1 in that row. So shift that up. Yeah, I think that's... we need to find... okay, that's it, and then do that. So 2, 3 in that column. You kind of put them random to start with almost. Matches that, matches that. One, 2, 3, cool. 7, right. There's none in that row, none in that column. Do 1 there. And there, 2. Oh. One. That one's wrong. They do get gradually harder, but obviously that's the fun. I don't think you can actually die, so there's no time limit to say you've got to complete a level in a certain time. I'll just try and do this and then we'll move on to the next game. Don't want to bore you, because you're not playing. If you were playing it, it'd be hi Wayne, you're right. I don't know if you're still on. Just missed your hello there. Oh, it was only a minute ago. I hope you're doing alright. Just going through some 64 stuff. But I'm struggling on this level. So we need to do it. So there needs to be 1 in this column. But I've filled up all the rows, so something's wrong there. So there needs to be at least those 2 need to be full. So that needs to be down, put that at the bottom. One. Okay, call it a day. So level 7, 521. Not a bad score, I guess, but yeah, we'll move on to the next game. So like I say, from here you can click on the game. And if you do download, if you do play them, then leave a comment so the authors know that you've had a go. Yeah, give me your feedback. This is circles. Join a sequence of at least 2 adjacent circles of the same colour to clear them and score points. The more are cleared in one move, the more you score. Cleared circles will be replaced by new colours dropping from the top. As with my other entry, it will only be playable in the browser until the competition deadline passes. So this is programmed in BASIC on the C64. Controls, arrow keys, hold fire, join circles, release fire, clear join circles. Okay. So the background is I wanted to see just how tight the Cassette 50 restrictions were for BASIC programmers and what were possible. Like assembly language, BASIC games are to be restricted to use only memory below 1000 hex, which can be done by inserting poke 5616 at the start of the program to move the top of BASIC to 0 FFF. I think that's how it works. After doing this, you will have just over 2000 bytes free. I thought a puzzle game was best suited to BASIC rather than anything that needed to move fast or respond instantly to joystick control. I'm not a proficient BASIC programmer by any means, and my first attempt to make a more complex block-based game ran out of memory very quickly, so that will be reprogrammed in assembly. I ended up with a reasonably playable and responsive game. You can see by the game having no title screen and T, S and B being used instead of time, score and best. I was down to the last few bytes. Yeah, trying to squeeze a game into that size is pretty mental, to be honest. So you certainly won't be able to achieve as much depth in your games as you would with assembly, but perhaps you can still come up with something better than a lot of the original Cassette 50 games. Probably you can create anything that's better than a Cassette 50 game. I mean, yeah, what about doing it on the Spectrum, Wayne? That'd be an idea. I'll review the 64 version and you do the Specky version. That's 50 games though. That's a daunting task. Daunting. Because your brain would probably be numb by the end. Okay, right, so let's run the game. So here we go. So this is the first time I've played it. So we've got to join, what was it, join circles or something. Didn't actually read the instructions properly. It did say, oh, hang on, there we go. Join a sequence of at least 2 adjacent circles of the same colour to clear them. Okay, so 2 adjacent, so what we got? Greens. How's that? Ah, okay. So you hold down, move, and then release. Okay. Oh, there is a time limit as well. How does your time get added to? Oh, that's not the same colour. So you can do that. Three of the same colour. Oh, should have done. That 3 seconds. 1 second. Oh, so the best is okay. So it started a new game. So the best was 17. think I prefer the other one. I mean, remembering this is written in BASIC, so I've got to give it some leeway. But I don't like it should like something that shows that it's moving down to some extent. You know, some graphic trigger. So we need to look for the big ones, which I just buggered up there. Yeah, it'd certainly be interesting to see what other games come out of the competition, so keep an eye on it. Yeah, maybe there's a way of subscribing to it so you get updates when something's posted. And it's for charity, remember that. That's all good. Actually, saying that, I don't know how the charity comes into it. Do you donate to enter? Didn't notice that in the instructions. We've got 8 seconds left. Oh, we've got 4 there. There we go, cool. So my best was 33. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, let's just find submissions. Let's just go back. Competition about creating a brand new compilation tape with any proceeds to be donated to charity. Okay, so you should be able to donate to it. Sounds good. Yeah, so it's worth having a bash, or worth keeping an eye on it. I wonder if there'll be somebody who puts one in just for a laugh that's even worse than Cassette 50. But the two that we've seen, Tents and Trees and Circles, were, yeah, great attempts. And they're both playable. You know, even though they look sparse, they are, you know, there's a game underlying. There's a game underneath. So yeah, cool. Good stuff. So I think there's not a lot else to cover unless somebody quickly has uploaded a game. Let's refresh the page. Have a look at the submissions. No, cool. So I'll definitely keep an eye on that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, thanks for joining in. I saw a few people join in, but if you're watching it as well, if you want to see anything else like this, then just subscribe and ding the bell, and then you'll get a notification when we go live. But yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. I'm off to do the Christmas tree now, or help to do the Christmas tree, because obviously there's the manager out there is doing it, but I get to do some ancillary stuff with it, putting the lights up and things. So yeah, cool. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time very soon. See you, bye.